This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
Blonde and tan. You don't need anything else.
That's John's motto.
That was nice.
Blonde and tan, don't need anything else.
Chris.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Alright, language.
Or Mr. Phil will yell at you.
What?
And Justin.
If you're one of those people who signed a petition to change it, get a life.
It was like so.
Say it sucks and move on. You're gonna survive.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent all my years. Then, if you spent all your years invested in it, that's sad. Get a life.
All right,
it's a TV show.
The episode starts now.
Hello everybody, welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everybody's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s.
I know you can't see Justin, but he had to look off screen to read it.
Got my notes here.
What is it again? Oh, this is Another Man's Nostalgia. Okay.
That's right.
I think so. Well, hello everybody.
Hey buddy, how's it going? How's y'all's week?
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah?
Done with work, so...
Camp started this week, so it's kind of crazy.
Did they get full capacity, or isn't it much capacity as they
No, we
needed?
can't have full capacity. Okay, this is what pissed me off a little bit about everything. So we had this training about how we're supposed to handle all these situations. And then the first day, like, counselors were, like, super lazy, so we didn't do anything. We didn't do any of the training that we did for... We had 15 hours of training, and it meant literally nothing.
Oh gosh. Are you sick?
Me?
Yeah, your voice sounds
I'm losing
low.
my voice.
Oh, okay.
I gotta have that, that PE voice, like
You're in a
yeah,
spot
sure.
where it's not very prevalent,
projecting
though.
my voice, and yeah.
Yeah.
But what makes me upset is all the kids are like, they get annoyed with me because I keep telling them to get the fuck away from each other.
Okay.
Sure.
It's
And
not seem appropriate language.
no one else
counselor.
tells them to do that.
The kids will be kids. Let them lick each other or whatever they do.
Dude, I handed a kid a ball, and I was like, hey, that's my ball. You need to take care of it. And I turn around, and I look back at him, and he's licking my ball.
Well, if anybody's going to get the virus out of us, it's going to be you, John.
Save
I'm
that.
guessing.
Save that for something else.
No, okay, and I was like, yeah, you need to handle it really well. So what he did is he
gotta
took
handle
his
it really
shoes
well,
off,
right?
And he, like, was picking it up with his shoes and going like this. Like, oh my god.
Incredible.
It was.
I got some nostalgia
Cool.
news for us.
Who does?
I got some nostalgia news.
Oh, cool.
It's a little past our time with it, but you may remember. Does anybody remember the Sega Game Gear?
Game Gear, no.
Yeah, that looked like the first portable they made.
Yeah,
right?
so it was this huge ass portable,
Right.
huge. Like the Game Boy is like, I think it's like 3 Game Boys big essentially. Original Game Boys
Yeah.
big. Well,
It had like a black light and stuff. It was pretty cool.
yeah, it was a little better than the Game Boy, but
Yeah.
it didn't take off because it wasn't the Game Boy. The game
right,
sucked.
Exactly.
Now, Sega is coming out only in Japan right now. The Game Boy Gear, the Game Gear Micro.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's the size. So if you put up your hand, it's the width of your hand. That's it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's it. You can look this up on Sega's Twitter, but
Put a picture of it in the
there's
thing.
4 colors, and there's 4 games on each one, and it's the width of your hand, and the screen is probably maybe half your hand, if that.
Interesting.
I don't know what in the world they were thinking.
Here's the thing when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, your phone is so much more powerful than
Yeah.
a lot of, like, the portable, like, consoles that were out, like, 10 years ago.
Right.
So why doesn't everyone just move to, like, mobile games?
Well, here's the thing. This is the micro console thing. The mini console stuff. So they did a really good job on the Genesis Mini. It's a really awesome system. It's
Do you
done
have
really
it?
well. I have it. Yeah, I got it off eBay for like $30.
That's cool.
And it's a great little system. But the thing with those systems it's because it looks like a little system, and it plays all the best games. Well,
and the controllers are the same. Like it's the same feeling as you had the old controllers.
This is not like that. It's nothing like that. This is
4
so
games
stupid.
for $50 does not make any sense.
This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, where are they?
Would you rather pay the $60 for one game like we do now?
That's a
little different though, because those have development costs, and those are huge, big games. These are games that you can get anywhere. Like you were saying, John, I can get it on my phone. I'm not going to pay $60 for the games. I'm paying $60 so I can have the little miniature Game Gear console that I can bring anywhere else.
Oh man!
You remember those magnifying glasses for the Game Boys? Like, you could buy the big attachments for it, and it had
Did y'all have a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy?
I had a Game Boy
I had the
Color,
Color.
and I had a Game Boy Pocket, and then I had a Game Boy SP, Game Boy Advance,
Oh, yeah.
DC.
Oh, he's got everything.
DS.
Yeah.
The first one. I didn't get all the other.
What did you not have, John?
I don't know.
The original Game Boy.
But yeah, Sega, get it together.
I didn't have the original Game Boy.
Yeah, that's incredible. All right.
But, God, do you guys remember like it not having a light, and you had to at nighttime you couldn't play Game Boy unless you had some attachment, or you just used the street light?
Yeah, the Advance
I had
was the first with the backlight.
I had one of those lights where like where you plug it into the Game Boy and it's like a little spinny thing and then it shines down on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was hilarious that it just never came with a light.
The SP was the best. That was the
And
best.
he would drain the battery so much.
I know.
And you had to buy actual batteries when you couldn't charge it. Yeah.
I would definitely say
still
the
have mine.
ASP was the best one. I think the DS Lite was also really good.
Which one's ASP?
Sorry, the SP. I mean,
It was the SP
the
was
SP.
like a little box.
it was a flip
Yeah.
one.
like you kind of
It was like a
flip phone.
yeah.
Like you opened it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And it had a black light. It was
I
awesome.
love that thing.
DSi was great too.
All right, let's get into this week.
Oh dear.
What did we just watch?
So
I don't know, Justin. What
Last
the hell
week-
did we just watch?
I said I was taking a risk. This is one of my favorite shows. I remember I watched this growing up a lot. We watched season 1 of the Muppet Show.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
I don't approve of belly dancers. Why can't they dance on the floor like everyone else?
To introduce our guest star, that's what I'm here to do. So it really makes me happy to introduce to you Mr. Charles Aznavour. But now let's get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Theme's pretty good.
The theme is amazing.
Yeah,
If-
it's pretty great.
If you're not familiar with the Muppet Show, it's
I wasn't.
it's the Muppets.
It is. So okay, so you know how when you go to Vegas and you're like, oh man, this is a really good gamble, and you gamble like everything, and you lose. This is what's about to happen to Justin.
So John, so Justin, tell us like your history with this. You said it's one of your favorites.
So I remember watching this on the Disney Channel growing up. As you probably saw, some of the rips I had were from the Disney Channel. That's why some of the openings were different than ours. Some of the openings, the ones where you see like the classic one where they have the huge thing, that's like the season 3 or 4 opening. Most of them had the first season openings, but Disney Channel actually ran these when they were just a subscription channel at first, and then when they became completely cable, they ran them as well. I think they ran them up to like the mid 2000s, even when they bought out the Muppets and all those characters. Which they didn't buy out Sesame Street. It's very weird. They're two different kind of entities, but
Interesting.
Yeah, so I watched this a lot as a kid. I'll be honest, this is the worst season.
It is.
Yeah, this is. I wish we could have started at season 2, but I could have just lied to you and said it was season 1.
Yeah, we would have known the difference.
Okay, so when it came to the Muppets, I've seen 3 episodes of this, and the only reason I've seen 3 episodes, my grandmother, when I would go to her house like after school, she had a VHS of just 3 episodes, and then a VHS of like collaborative like skits. So I would just watch those over and over again, and like I memorized all the skits, and I saw most of them in this season. So I guess it was a season 1 type of thing. But a lot of this was new to me. I don't know why, but I expected it to be like more of a educational thing, almost like a Sesame Street, but more adult. And it wasn't even educational. It was just more just straight comedy, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But
yeah,
I didn't see a lot of this when I was little. I did like it though when I was little.
You did.
I did. The skits that I saw.
I have not seen this before. I thought, I don't know, it's not what I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was more of like a Sesame Street type show where it's like teaching kids things, not what this was, whatever it is. It's really hard to tell. And so the first like 3 or 4 episodes of watching this, I was very confused what was happening. But we can talk about it and we get into it. So,
all right.
So we're gonna do things a little differently, right, Justin?
Just a little bit. So I'm going to start with fun facts. I need to give some background to this to talk about why this show was not what a lot of people expect it is.
Okay.
And then, so here's going to be our categories for today, and then I'll jump into fun facts. So we're going to do our.
So am I gonna do the fun facts theme, or is it gonna be Justin?
Oh, there you go. Just John, you do it.
Mana do 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 do. Mana fun facts. Mana do 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 do.
So much more creative than me.
That's good.
So much more creative.
It's the best one we've heard in a while. It's refreshing.
So our categories today, before I get into fun facts.
Yeah.
We're going to do major and side characters, because there are major characters in this, and there are side characters. We're going to keep Does It Hold Up, and we're going to keep Watch Again. Our 3 different categories, because there's not really a plot to this.
Yeah.
And there's not really acting, I guess. So we're going to go with guest stars. Did we like the guest stars? What were their contributions? Did we like the music? Because there's a lot of music in this. And did you like the comedy? Okay. So let's start off with a little bit of history of Jim Henson. We all know he's the guy behind the Sesame Street, right? Yeah. Kermit is the only Muppet that moves from Sesame Street to the Muppet Show. So I mean, we see Bert and Ernie.
So he started off at Sesame Street,
yes.
Right?
He was like this reporter guy. He would talk with kids to this. So, contrary to popular opinion, this was not like the go-to guy for a while until the Muppet Show. Actually, the first Muppet Show host wasn't even Kermit. It was just random dude. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. So,
wait, okay, so you just said the first.
Yeah.
How?
Let me get through it. There's a lot. Okay, so Jim Henson wanted to do something more adult because his very first shows that he did for like public access weren't necessarily kid shows. They were more like entertainment variety kind of things. They weren't necessarily aimed towards kids. Sesame Street was aimed towards kids, but that's not what Henson would like to do. Right? He was really good at it. He loved it, but that's not his passion. This was his kind of thing, like the movies and then the Muppet Show stuff. All right. Gotcha. So he had 2 pilots because this aired in 1979. The Muppet Show started in 1979. There were 2 pilots on ABC in 74 and 75. The first one was called the Muppets Valentine Show. Kermit didn't.
Great name. That's a classic name.
Kermit didn't show up, but it was a special, so that's why it's the Muppets Valentine Show. So then Kermit never showed up. There was a whole different kind of cast of characters. It was even more absurd than this is. The show was. Okay. The second pilot, you're not gonna. you're not going to get this name at all. The Muppet Show Sex and Violence.
Wait, say that
The
again.
Muppet Show Sex and Violence.
Sex and violence.
Okay. What was this about?
Okay,
It's about sex, dude.
so
It was about seeing Kermit the Frog bang Miss
Is it
Piggy.
Team America or whatever?
it was more of just they went through like 7 Deadly Sins. They did skits and stuff over it and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't really about sex and violence like you're thinking.
Okay.
Just a name to grab it, but it went over the 7 Deadly Sins, things like that. It was Kermit was there, but he still wasn't the host yet. Then so we get to the actual Muppet Show a couple years later.
Okay.
So this is actually made in Britain, and he based it off of vaudeville acts. He based it off of obviously variety shows of the time, like the 50s and 60s. I think that's pretty obvious. And then he also based it off of like European theater. I don't know what that is. I don't know where that influence comes from. I just know that's what it is.
Okay.
So he wanted to do something more mature. This was aimed at adults and kids, everybody. So there was something for everybody here. All right. Now remember, this is the late 60s and early 70s that these are showing. So this kind of stuff, it's a very different kind of entertainment and very different kind of humor that they're throwing out there.
Yeah.
Just to preface it, you don't have to like it. It's just a very different kind of way of doing things.
Okay.
The way that I would describe the show is that it's, I wouldn't even say it's for adults, honestly. I would say it's a kid show, but it's not an educational kid show, which was really different back then, I feel like, because most kid shows were educational.
Right.
Especially with like Muppets and puppets just like this. It wasn't just like kind of straight comedy.
Yes, Henson was one of the first people to really use puppets, as something different. Even in his early stuff, Sesame Street was very different than what he was doing. So he created a whole new thing with Sesame Street. This is actually more of him. This is showing more of what Jim Henson is all about.
So he created Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he created all of this. This is all his brainchild.
I would have liked this so much better if it was about sex and these puppets.
Well,
like,
Kermit
having
gets a
sex
little
and-
frisky, and so does Miss Piggy. So
Yeah.
a little weird. A couple of other things, real quick. This was a very not highly rated show. 4 Emmys and 21 nominations.
Wow.
Yeah, this was a huge hit. He actually they did 4.
Why? I don't understand.
So they did 4 seasons, or 5, 4 seasons, and he left on a high note. The last season was the highest ratings.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
You have to remember
with
the TV back then. This is a very different TV environment. So this was huge.
Yes.
This was big. The Muppets were a big deal. They were on Johnny Carson a lot. They were a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, I understand that some things were funny, and they had really famous people that came out that were popular back then. Like, I understand it. And to see them perform within the show, too, like, all their special, like, their specialty, like, if you had, like, a comedian, he would do, like, a really funny comedy act. Or if you had, like, a dancer, if you had a singer, they would do their thing.
Right.
So, like, that was really cool.
Yeah, this is a variety
admit that.
show. So you're going to get a lot of different things in this. There's something for everybody, I think. And Henson also let his absurdism really get ahead of him in a lot of this. So just a couple more things.
Sure.
Before we go on category stuff, just about some of the episodes. We watched them out of order, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was a little weird. So, but the 5th one, the one with Rita Moreno, which I think is one of the best episodes, she actually won an Emmy for that episode specifically.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was a really good episode.
Yeah.
Um,
She was really good in it.
yeah, there were a lot of really good ones. Harvey Korman, that was a really good one. Jim Neighbors, that was a really good one. Gomer Pyle. Whenever there was a really talented guest star and they would sing or do something, I really liked it. So, we can go ahead and get into it.
All right, what's the first category?
Let's start with
Justin?
major characters.
So who would this be?
So people who show up the most, I think. So I would say Kermit. I would say Fozzie Bear. Let's see. Gonzo doesn't really show up this season very much.
Gonzo didn't show up. Was a super surprise.
Yeah, I kind of missed that.
Miss Piggy really didn't either.
How
was the
how
dog's
would
name?
Gonzo would have been in the sex Muppets? Wonder what his role would
I
have
can't
been.
believe I'm getting the dog's name. Sam?
Bob?
No, it was Sam.
Sam? Okay.
Yeah, but he's in there a lot. Let's see.
The
Balcony
dude.
guys, yeah. So Sam the dog, the balcony guys, Kermit, Miss Piggy, Scooter shows up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see Scooter a lot though.
I don't know who
Might
Scooter
be.
is.
He's the gopher who always shows up.
He's like
They have the running joke.
He's the one that has the uncle that owns the. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a couple of times at the jokes that he would do.
Well, let's talk about.
He would say something, and Kermit was like, "No, that's stupid." And he's like, "I wonder what my uncle would think about this." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, no, that's fine."
Let's talk a little bit about Kermit because he's a little bit different than what some people might remember at first.
He's a creep.
He's a little weird.
He hits on every girl every girl guess they have.
I was wondering about that. That's super weird.
Him and Florence Henderson, the Brady Bunch mom, that oh, that was a little weird.
It was bizarre.
Is she going?
Yes, she's off to find her love.
I told you I never would touch you!
Yeah.
It was funny when Miss Piggy came in though, and they were fighting about it.
Right.
Kermit was pretty funny though. He had some. I like Henson. Because Henson does the voice of Kermit. I think Kermit's a great character, even though he's a little creepy.
He was just creepy. Like, he was a creep, in my opinion. Every single time that I saw a girl, like, come into the show, I was like, Kermit's gonna hit on her when they're talking.
That was literally the first analogy he made of every single girl. He was like, "She's the beautiful," and then he would say something else that she is, and every single guest that was there.
But all the girls were like, they'd be like, "Oh, Kermit, you're so cute." It was just a weird. It was a really awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Besides the creepiness, I really like Kermit though. He's got some pretty good comedic timing. The one with the alien one where the aliens were trying to mate or something, that was pretty good. Or whenever Fozzie tried to get him to do an act with him, and he would always cut in too early, that was pretty good. What about Miss Piggy? Her voice changed a couple of times, if you noticed.
Like, her appearance is weird.
Yeah, her appearance changed a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, because she was first a background character a little bit, and they kind of phased her in as more of a primary character. Frank Oz, and I can't remember the other guy, Steve something, they both did the voice for her for a while, and then they sailed on Frank Oz. Miss Piggy, she was pretty good. She's funny.
Yeah.
She would always hit on this other pig, and then all of a sudden she liked Kermit, which was weird.
I think you're supposed to think that that's a different pig character, and then Miss Piggy's different. You're meant to think that.
Yeah.
Because they have very different I don't know. It's weird. I think obviously the balcony guys are the best.
Yeah, they're great.
The only scene that I like Miss Piggy in, like the skits, was the operating ones.
Oh yeah, the veterinary hospital with Sam and
maybe like a couple of the boards, the science board to make the show a little bit classier. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the conversation ones, and she's always arguing with the guests.
When she would argue with the guests,
those are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that was it. I didn't really when it came to Miss Piggy throwing herself at Kermit. It was just annoying. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's what sucks about the season is we don't see Kermit's pretty fully fleshed out because Henson's been doing Kermit for a long time.
Kermit's the pervert. We all know he's the pervert.
But a lot of these characters are new. Fozzie was never shown. Gonzo is new.
Miss Piggy's the thirsty one.
Miss Piggy, yeah. Actually, I wrote that down specifically.
She's
Miss
thirsty.
Piggy is thirsty. It's right here.
Oh man!
But I think the best main characters are the balcony guys.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah. So the three of them, Kermit, Fozzie, and Miss Piggy, and then the balcony guys
Yeah.
that we're going to judge off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hit me with the points.
I mean, the only one I didn't like out of those would be Miss Piggy. So I'll give you a 4 on this one, honestly.
Okay.
I really like the skits. My favorite skit is Fozzie and the balcony guys, like always arguing.
Those are so
with each
great.
other,
I love
just
that one, too.
bantering and just bantering with each other. I guess I gotta give you a 4 for this
All right.
because I just like that skit so much.
Yeah.
I would go 4 too, just because they're not. Besides Kermit, they're not fully. Fozzie's pretty much the same, but Miss Piggy
Yeah.
needs some work still. Yeah. Next is side characters. There's a lot of side characters in this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of There's some crazy Muppets. I think like in episode 2, one of the first ones was the mutations, not the temptations.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
All those big humanoid Muppets are so creepy.
Yeah, really creepy. Yeah.
You have the electric mayhem band.
Yeah.
With Animal and stuff.
With
Animal.
The band, man, I love the music whenever they play. That's whenever they play music, I love it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was pretty good.
Here's the thing. When it came to some of this stuff, I'm like, okay, I just want to look at the funny stuff, and I kind of skipped some of the songs.
I skip some of the songs too, honestly.
See, I wish you would.
No,
Because I really like the
usually
songs.
I didn't skip the songs. I skipped the songs when the guest sang them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was 100% me.
Like, I don't
Because
need to hear.
I'm like, I don't really care about your performance. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you're not like
Most
I'm
of your
probably
dad.
back then.
Yeah.
Like if
And see,
Drake
that's
would have
kind
came
of
on
the
the
thing.
Muppets, I
This is
would have
the issue with the
watched
Muppet Show is, like, for example, Jim Neighbors, Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
He has an amazing voice, and
Yeah.
he had albums, like best-selling albums of him singing, and
Right.
being on those variety shows when they all could sing, like that was cool. That was what
Mm-hmm.
people wanted to see. So I get nowadays, that we have all this. I think it's more because we can see anything we want on our phones. I think that's
Yeah.
part of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But back then, to see these guys perform live and like to see that, it was really cool. And even when I was a kid, I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. Like I've never heard this kind of music before. Like whenever the Electric Mayhem would jam, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta give it to the people that voiced the puppets because they could all sing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when Kermit sang, it was like nasally, but like he was in tune,
Yeah.
and like all of them were in tune. So it was I was impressed by it.
I think the skill of the puppetry in this is
incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really
and I know
is.
a lot. I know that's not why people watch a show, but like the way they move everything and a lot of that stuff, it's so cool. Jim Henson him and Frank Oz and all those guys, like they're super talented.
Right.
Going back on side characters, I think my favorite side character is probably Swedish Chef.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
funny.
mine's definitely the dog,
Oh,
Mine
Sam.
was Sam. Yeah.
Sam.
He's great.
I thought Sam was the funniest. Yeah.
Anytime he's on Veterinary Hospital, Swedish Chef is great. He was so funny
Yes.
that all the laugh track stuff, because they do laugh tracks
Right.
in this, but they never laugh track Swedish Chef because whenever they were filming it, the crew would just go or come around while they were filming because it was Frank Oz and it was Jim Henson. So Henson would
Right.
do the voice, and Oz is the hands. He's the only Muppet with actual hands. So everybody else has like the Muppet hands. That's Frank Oz's and Jim Henson's hands. So a lot of it is they have a script, but some of it is Frank Oz just messing with Henson and doing random things, and he has to kind of ad lib to it.
That's
a lot,
funny.
yeah, a lot of the stuff with the chef seems improvised.
That's why
Yeah.
whenever he like looks up or he looks surprised, Henson is actually surprised what happened because he's only controlling one hand
Right.
and the mouth.
I didn't see what's the scientist's name.
Oh, Honeydew.
a lot in this season.
Bunsen Honeydew.
Yeah, he's only in, like, 2
Beaker
or
doesn't
3.
come till next season, which sucks.
And yeah, and Beaker is like one of my favorites.
I love Beaker and Honeydew. Those are some of the best skits. That's why this sucks about the season is that some of the best skits are not there right now, like Pigs in Space.
Yeah.
one of the reasons I like Sam so much in the main, or as a minor character, is because on that collaborative VHS that I saw, the Onion song that he sings was in it, and I always really liked that song. I don't know why. And it's like, why do onions make me cry?
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah.
I like him in the Western one. That was a pretty early episode we watched. I like Sam.
I really
with the pickle guns.
Yeah,
I really liked him in the Sherlock Holmes one.
that was pretty good.
When the guy, he's like, this is all the evidence I found. And it's like everything.
That's why I thought Sam was a major character. He's actually the oldest Muppet. He was actually part of the variety show. I can't remember which one off the top of my head.
The sex one, or
like another variety show. I can't remember. I forgot to write it down, but he was like a sidekick to it. So that was one of Henson's big first TV breaks. Was this him and Sam? So he's actually the oldest Muppet character that's been on TV. Sam's pretty awesome. He's a funny character.
All right, so I'm gonna give you. I didn't like some of the minor characters.
Well, there's like millions of them.
Scooter, I hated. He was so annoying.
It was about Wayne and Wanda. Every time they said something, it would happen.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
Sam the Eagle would come in and say, "This is good show."
I didn't really like Gonzo in this episode. These episodes that he was in either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still getting fleshed out.
So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 2.
That's what I was saying.
Give it a 2.
I would say 3. Man, that's
The only reason you were getting a 2 is because of Sam. Is the only.
That's
reason.
a little harsh. I think.
If it wasn't for Sam, you would get a 0.
Other than Sam and the Swedish Swedish Chef, I can't think of any other character that like stood out to me at all.
Man, I think you're being just a little harsh on that, but all right.
I think you're a little too lax because I think you know where these characters go.
Well, no,
I don't know where these characters go.
The big guys, I get y'all why I like them, but I like the little just random Muppets that come up, like the mops that were singing, or like
they suck.
The little heads that the guy would hit the hammer on. And every time he didn't get a note right, he would have to go back and hit him again. And those little one-off guys. That's what I love about the Muppets.
I might change my number, and just because of this reason, Animal.
Animal's great. Come on.
Yeah.
I liked Animal, so I'm gonna give you a 3.
I think that's more fair than the 2.
I'll give you a 3.
I'm gonna give you a 3.
I forgot about Animal.
I forgot about Animal. I liked Animal.
I can't remember who it was he was with, but during the song, and he was just doing the big long fills tour. That was pretty good.
Fastidias más, te voy a dar una garnata que te vas a bobo. Cool it. Sun lights up the morning, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, 'cause you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me. Fever. When you hold me tight.
Okay.
So yeah, you got 3. Chris changed it to a 3.
Yep.
Let's go with we'll do Hold Up and we'll watch again obviously at the end. Let's do guest stars. This is a hard one because there's not many people we know.
No.
It wasn't, and I didn't really like a lot of the guest stars.
See, so I feel the same way, and I think the reason I'm going to give you such low points is because I didn't like the comedians. They kept calling them the funny guys would come in, and they were not funny. Like they were you can tell they're trying. That old guy, I don't remember his name, but he was overacting the entire time. It was really good on my nerves. I don't want you in any of the skits. So it really bothered me, the ones that weren't there. But I will say this. Props to them. They make the interaction with Kermit when they sit and talk to Kermit very natural looking.
Yeah, I really like that. I think because he hides himself really well. You know, they try not to show, even when you're talking to him, that you're talking to a person controlling a Muppet.
Right.
Yeah, it's good acting all around. I would agree with you in saying that some of them weren't as good. I think a lot of the people who weren't necessarily comedians did a little better. Probably the best comedian was Harvey Korman. I love, especially his Circus Master one.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna ask because that was my favorite episode.
He's a comedy legend, especially in the 60s and 70s. He was a frequent person on the Carol Burnett show. You probably recognize him from Blazing Saddles. He's a Hedley Ramar. It's Hedley.
Yeah, I thought he was a fun little twist that he was upset because he was the only human.
The man with chicken.
It's pretty funny.
Also,
he was good.
Jim Neighbors was really good. Gomer Pyle. Did y'all know who he was when he showed up?
Yeah. When he said his name, when they said the name, I didn't know who he was. When I saw him, I was like, oh, it's Gomer Pyle.
Yeah. John, if you don't really know him from, he starred on Andy Griffith's show as Gomer Pyle, and then he was kind of a simpleton, but then he went on to have his own show. I think it was Gomer Pyle USMC, something like that. He joined the Marines.
That's the dude that sang I'm a Country Boy, right?
Yeah, that wasn't good for his voice.
I recognized him from something. I just didn't really know what he was from.
That was an odd song because he's got a better voice than that.
Yeah, he used it in another part, but it was you're right. It was underutilized his voice.
He probably had my second favorite comedian sketch with the one with the bakery guard, and all the random things started popping up around him.
Okay, so when it came to the guests, I didn't like the singers because I don't know. It felt like there was a lot more singers than there was anything else, in my opinion. And of course they're gonna sing, but I don't know. I didn't like the numbers that they were doing. They were super plain.
I agree. Only when it became funny, like when someone like the one where Animal crashes. Like those are the only times that they're worth watching, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I liked the comedians when they came on because they at least tried to be funny, and that's what the show was. That's what the show was. It was a comedy. So
I completely disagree with you. It's not a comedy. It's not supposed to be.
It's a variety show.
Yeah, so I think it's fine you feel that way, but it's not what the show is.
So what I feel like the show is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it shines a lot more when they show the comedy.
That's fine.
But when it comes to the musical numbers, it lacks.
Yeah, I agree.
From the stars, I like the musical numbers that the Muppets put on. Like those are fine because in my opinion, it's kind of impressive that they are actually doing this kind of stuff.
Right.
But when it comes to like the stars' performances, I don't like them.
I'm going to disagree just a little bit, and that's okay because you have your own. That's your opinion, and it's a little different.
Chris, do you agree with me? I just need that.
I mean, it's interesting that Justin said it's not a comedy because I thought it was a comedy, and I thought this has no tone whatsoever. Like sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's really sad, sometimes it's just singing, and so I don't know.
It's a variety show.
I'm not opening a beer right now.
It's a variety show, but it's with puppets, so it's kind of it's based in a comedy.
But see, so once again, that's what Jim Henson wanted. He didn't necessarily want you to think puppets funny. That's why he had the Muppets play the songs and stuff and join them. Yes, what most people remember about the Muppet Show is comedy. I'll give you that, and I think that's really important. But it wasn't what they were always going for. So this is a variety show. It was meant to showcase singers. It was meant to showcase other talents. We remember it mostly for the comedy. I agree with that. But it's also more than that, and that's not what Henson wanted from it. All right, so real quick, I want to go over the guest stars for Season 2 real quick because it gets so much better. George Burns, John Cleese, Dom DeLuise, Steve Martin, Elton John, Julie Andrews, Peter Sellers, Don Knotts, Bob Hope.
You don't know these people, John?
Really?
I know like 4 of them.
Okay, well I only named like 5 or 6. But it's so much. I know we're not on that part yet, but it got so popular that bigger actors and actresses started wanting to come on. This is the fault with the season. And there were some big guest stars for the time, but for us, I get that it's very lackluster. So what we get for guest stars? I'm ready. Just tell me and we'll move on.
Rip the Band-Aid.
I wasn't. You just kind of threw this at me.
Move on. Tell me move on.
Two.
Okay.
I was thinking more one.
I was bouncing between 1 and 2.
Okay. at least I know I'm in the ballpark, you know. A 2 because one of them was really good looking.
All right. I probably would have gone 2 as well. This is not a good lineup.
Yeah.
That's better than I thought. All right. I was afraid of a 0.
Which you couldn't argue if we gave it to you.
Okay. Music.
This is hard because I hated one side of the music and I liked the other.
Yeah.
But I would still skip some of the songs from the Muppets. So
See, I wish you didn't do that because I feel like this is one of the coolest parts of the show. That's just me personally. I love the little musical things in it, even when they're not being funny. I really like the music and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna go with default and give you just a 3.
Okay.
I was gonna say 3 also. It would have been a 2, but It's Not Easy Being Green was in this season.
Yep.
And that's a classic, so you get a 3 for me.
Now, personally for me, I would have gone 4. I really,
Jesus.
but I like the music. I like that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother
You liked
me.
all the music, even from the guests.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, obviously, when you have like 20 episodes, you're not gonna like every single song. But I was entertained for a lot of it.
Let me ask you this, Justin. So when you sent us like you sent us the episodes that you wanted us to watch. How did you pick those episodes?
Some of them I knew.
Some of them were terrible.
Some of them I knew. Some of them I looked up just like, all right, what were some of the more famous season 1 episodes? I'm not as familiar with season 1.
Gotcha.
I've seen some stuff from the season, but not everything. So
Okay, so you did watch some of these for the first time.
a few of them, yes.
Okay, so how did you feel about those episodes? Because I know you have nostalgia for some of them.
I liked
and that's
it.
fine.
But he has nostalgia for like all the characters too. So
I like it.
Fuck
This
yeah,
is
you
just,
yeah.
I just kind of like that kind of format of a show.
You just like this show all together. We understand.
I like the music. I'm not killing y'all for not liking the music, am I?
You're right,
I get
you're
it.
right.
It's not that everybody likes it. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
Alright.
It's a taste thing.
It is.
You know what bothered me though?
What?
Is the number where I don't even remember who it was. She comes in and she like appears out of nowhere and then she disappears.
Oh, that was
and then
Florence
appears
Henderson.
again.
That was the Brady Bunch mom.
I did not like her performance at all.
It was a little weird. She wasn't as good of a singer,
Right.
but she had stronger parts of the episode.
That was Miss Brady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pretty funny. I thought she was better than I thought she was gonna be. She had some good comedic timing.
that was one of the better. That was one of the better episodes.
I agree.
Okay, comedy.
Ooh. I forgot this was a category.
So did the stuff hit for you?
I laughed, and I'm not exaggerating, 3 times.
All right.
Here, let me tell you what they are.
I'm
'cause I might
dying
as well.
inside.
That's not the same as entertainment.
Yeah.
Like some of it was entertaining, right?
Yeah. Some of it. I mean, I
Okay.
could watch some of it, or I was like, oh, that's interesting. But when like the part that was supposed to be funny, I laughed at Fozzie and the Hecklers one of the times, not the other time, but one of them I did. Sherlock Holmes, and then I laughed at that here skit where he's like, whenever I say here, Kermit, I want you to come in, and he goes, okay.
Oh, yeah,
I have
the bear
I have
one?
a show for you here.
Turned out to be a
Fozzie.
bear?
That was it.
What about just chuckling? Did you chuckle a lot?
So
I
okay,
meant grins.
how many episodes did we didn't even say what the episodes we watched were, but it was like 17.
Yeah, it's all out of order. There's no reason to say the episodes.
Yeah.
So I laughed at something probably every 3.
Okay.
Ouch.
I mean, I promise you that I've gone, I would more than half that I didn't laugh at all at the episode.
What about this? Just to kind of get your head in a different space here.
Okay.
Did you chuckle or just kind of smile a couple of times every episode?
No, not every episode.
Wow, y'all have no heart.
It has nothing to do with heart. It
So-
has everything
so-
to do with
so desensitized.
It has everything to do with that you love these characters, and if you see them perform something like clever, like you're gonna laugh.
You're just
because you know the
desensitized. That's what's
characters.
wrong with the society.
I think I think the reason that this doesn't work for me as a variety show is because what's interesting about variety shows is that they have like live audience participation, and you can tell this is a laugh track. And it
They
makes
got
sense.
Muppets in the.
They even mentioned it that it's a laugh track.
They did have Muppets in there.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you can't be like a puppeteer in front of a live crowd like that when you're trying to do different maneuvers and different angles. But like, it lost something for me whenever they had laugh tracks, because it's like, I don't think in a normal situation that people would have laughed like that. On an actual variety show, you can actually hear the laughter of people watching the entertainment.
I
So
like
it
that.
didn't work for me.
That's a really good point, Chris. I like
Thank
that
you.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think real people would have laughed like this.
I think y'all are
The first episode, they're like, "What is this?"
y'all are breaking my heart.
And that's what I said. I was like, "What am I watching right now?"
I might just exit out right now.
Like, they say a joke, and it's just complete silence.
I
Now
go to-
that would have been funny.
yeah.
No, that I would have laughed at that.
I might just
Like
might
just
quit.
seeing a puppet like tell a joke and just like standing there like waiting for the laugh.
One.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
John. Sorry, Justin.
Justin, I'm telling you right now, I'm laughing more at talking about this than I actually did at the show.
You're breaking my heart.
What are you giving?
I'm giving you a 1.
Oh.
All right.
Sorry, Justin.
Okay.
What would you give it?
Me?
Yeah.
It's a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Once
What?
again,
You're giving this a 3. How many?
why are you
laughed at every
surprised? I
single
like
episode.
this.
There's a difference, okay? So you laughed at every single episode. That's what you're telling me.
I chuckled.
At least
yeah,
once.
I was entertained. I thought there were some funny parts.
If we watch this season 2, I want to watch it with you. I'm going to come over and watch it with you and see what you laugh at.
Just look at Justin. Don't even watch the episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was it was clever. Chris, does this hold up? This is the one. This is the one I know I'm going to get hit on. So.
Does it hold up? I mean, of course it doesn't, because a lot of the references when it comes to the guest stars are culturally based.
Yeah, but
So-
let's just do like the humor. Does the humor hold up? Or does the idea?
But
of
isn't that the
this
same
hold up?
thing of the comedy though?
Yeah. I'm gonna say does. Yeah, I guess you're right. Does it hold up as a show? I'm gonna say
No.
I'm gonna say 2.
I'm gonna say no. Can I say just no?
You can't just say no.
Well, why not?
You have to give a point. That's how the game works.
I can see this show being a thing now, but apparently they tried it. It didn't work, right?
No,
They tried it and they tried to sexualize it and it didn't work.
negative. They did not do a Muppet Show. They did the Muppets. It was not the Muppet Show.
Oh, was it just like
It was just
them
another
living life?
Muppets show. It was not the Muppet Show.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna give you 2.
John? Just gonna...
A 1.
All right?
A 1.
You annoyed? Are you mad at us, Justin?
No, I'm just wanting to rip the Band-Aid off.
Here, okay, here, Justin, I'm gonna tell you right now. I liked Arnold
What?
better than this. Arthur, not Arnold. Arthur. I liked Arthur better.
Is that supposed to, like, make me feel... I don't...
But, okay, like I was more entertained with a kids show than I was more than this.
Well,
show,
you just,
and that's why I
you
felt
just don't have any...
I feel like Arthur holds up. Honestly,
You just don't have a soul,
I don't feel
John.
the
It's
show
okay.
holds up. Okay.
Well, let's keep it at that. Watch again.
No,
I don't want to watch this. We can't.
no, I really don't want to watch this again. So I'm gonna give it what do I have to look forward to?
Oh, my hold up is a 2, by the way. It doesn't hold up very well.
No.
Okay. What do I have to look forward to? Steve Martin?
Yeah.
Elton John?
I
like,
guess-
those are... What do I have to look forward to?
I guess I would be curious to watch more because of those people.
So Justin's gonna make us watch like 15 episodes,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna enjoy maybe 3.
If I do this again, I'm probably going to pare it down more than I did here because I know this a little bit better.
Yeah, I think less episodes would have been helpful in this one. I'm gonna say
Okay, so here, we're gonna watch 10 episodes, and we're gonna like 3.
Hey,
I'm gonna give you a 3.
I'm gonna give you a 2. I don't want to watch another.
well, I
don't feel like it's worth it.
I'm curious. I don't care if we do. That's how I look at it.
I have a gamble every season. This is my gamble. I'm going to gamble on it later on.
I like it. I'm looking to see real quick. This is the lowest scored thing that we did for you, Justin.
It's all right.
Ever?
Well, yeah.
Wait, worse
Since
than
we've been doing
Yu-Gi-Oh?
this?
No, I mean we didn't do the points
we
like
didn't
that.
do these points for Yu-Gi-Oh, but
It was 1 point less than Blues Brothers.
Man, y'all are just killing what I love.
I'm sorry.
dude, it's so bad. I don't know what to do.
Well, John would know bad shows.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Got him.
Got him.
Well, I'm glad I saw it. Because if I've heard things about it.
That's what you should know.
That was so
you should
convincing.
Just, like, you should just end it right there. Well, I'm glad I saw it.
I'm glad I went through it. All right. So I'm doing something a little different next week. First off, Justin, you did lose to John.
It's embarrassing.
John had 179. You have 165. I'm not gonna tell you my score because I want it to impact next week. But I don't think next week's gonna go that well for me. So I had this idea after watching The Last Dance. We're gonna watch Like Mike with Lil Bow Wow.
Oh God! I think this may be the worst one. No, please don't.
When was the last time y'all saw it?
When I was like 8.
Man.
I used to think it was pretty good. So
Oh
I'm
my
interested.
God.
I did too.
Yeah, I think it's a good one to check
I
out.
hated it when I was a kid.
That's the one that is. He's a basketball player and he finds these shoes.
He gets
right?
Michael Jordan's shoes.
Don't
and he
give it
becomes an
away.
NBA player.
There's no way we could figure it out. Oh my God! This is. No.
Did you like this, Justin, when you were little?
No, I hated it.
Really?
For real,
Yeah, I hated
Oh,
it.
maybe you
Justin.
like it.
Justin, I know you hate me right now, but I love you. Just give them all ones. It's fine.
I might. I hate this movie.
Go for it, open mind.
I'm not.
Dirk
I
said
hate this. I'm gonna hate it. You know. No, I do really remember liking this
I remember
movie
liking it
when I
too,
was
but in my
little.
head I'm like, there's no way it's gonna be good. but I remember
It's
liking
good.
it.
There's gonna be a lot
At
of
least mine was a
corny stuff in it.
calculated risk.
So
this is one of the dumbest things you've ever put out there besides Airbud.
This is what I'm thinking. Like, Luck of the Irish. Luck of the Irish was for teenagers.
Yeah.
And this one's gonna be more towards right below teenagers.
Yeah.
People without
I
brain
just think-
cells.
Audience wise.
This is the podcast. This is a perfect example of the podcast. This is something that I liked. I haven't seen it since, so we're gonna try it out.
I'm gonna be so pissed off if I like it and I have to give you points. I'm
Yeah.
so pissed.
I don't even remember much about it. Anyways, we're gonna watch it.
Okay.
Oh God! Why are you torturing me on the last show of the season?
I'm telling you guys right. I've never won a season. Like this might be the first season that I've actually won. I've only gotten last. I've gotten last like twice, and I've gotten second place the rest of them.
Yeah.
Have I gotten last every single one of them? I thought I got second place a couple of them.
Let's see. So, I won the first one by
I don't
landslide.
care. I don't care about who won. Okay, I don't care. I just care about.
Well, no,
where
I forget
stood.
how this happened here. Who's that? Justin won second season.
Yeah.
So you got third in that season, John, and you got second in the first season.
That season doesn't count.
In the third season, Justin and I tied, and it was 9-9, and John got 8.5. That was a close year.
So John was last place again.
John was last place again.
I got second place. What the fuck
Which
is
is
that?
the last
mean?
last place.
Season 4, I won it. John, Justin got last place in that one. and then we'll see what happens next
So
week.
first, second, first, third. I think it's a pretty good run.
Y'all better, if y'all like it, you better be honest about it, John.
I'm gonna be honest about it, but
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna be pissed off like the whole entire episode.
I know I'm gonna be pissed off no matter
I'm
what.
gonna say like a lot of the good things that I like about it, but I'm gonna be super aggressive.
Do y'all remember? Does he rap in it? I think he raps.
I'm sure
Yes,
he
I do.
does.
I hope he does. God, I hope he does.
All right. Let's get into it. That'd be fun. All right. Okay. So, John, where can you find us?
Okay, you can find us Another Man's Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also follow us on YouTube, and we put all of our videos on YouTube as well. You can follow us on Twitch. You can email us at anothermanspod on at gmail.com.
Yep.
You can find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts, so please tell one of your friends if you know that they actually enjoy like nostalgia stuff that we talk about. We've talked about so many things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That all the movies and TV shows we've watched, all the time we spent in this.
So much time
It's
wasted.
it's totally worth it. What episode are they gonna go back and listen to?
Space Jam. This is rather watch like
Space
Mike.
Jam.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Another
That was
shitty
cool.
movie to
I'm cool
go
with
with a
Space
shitty
Jam.
movie.
That is not true.
Season
Not
1,
true.
episode 19. Space Jam.
Season 1, episode 19. There you go. Dude, Space Jam. Ah, man. I love that movie. It's
Me
so
too.
great. I don't know what else to say. We're on Patreon. Go follow us. And go give us money on Patreon. There you go.
On
What
Patreon.
about Twitch?
I did mention Twitch.
You did.
And, I brushed past it real fast.
Yeah, have you done anything
I
yet?
started talking about the email.
Hey, Justin, how's the video editing going?
My capture
Really
card
well,
actually
actually.
doesn't. My capture card doesn't actually work.
It's actually
anymore.
almost done.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
Seems pretty,
I can't because Peyton for like the last 2 weeks has been trying to capture stuff off the off her PlayStation and it's not working.
Huh.
So we don't know what's going on with our capture card.
Convenient.
Before September, my goal is to play through Tony Hawk 1 and 2. So I already did the Tony Hawk 1. It's probably already up, just so y'all know. So
Yeah, I totally wanted to stream like a couple days ago, and I just couldn't.
you could do it. Eh.
I couldn't. I mean, what am I supposed to stream off the computer? Like, what
It sounds hard.
the hell am I supposed to stream off the computer? Doom.
What's a computer?
Inside the computer. All right. Well, we'll see you next week with Like Mike. What a finale.
Peace.
I'm so looking forward to this.